Shalom, Brother Matthew here with a quick thought for today. Was thinking about the Sabbath, the calendar in general, and the dietary laws. So one of the ways that we can get serious with our Creator and let Him know that we're serious about our service to Him is the biblical calendar, and also the food laws in Leviticus 11 and Deuteronomy 14. So the calendar is like in Genesis 1, 14 through 18, Genesis 2, 2 through 3, and then of course we have the Sabbath commandment in the Ten Commandments, and the Sabbath law in Exodus 16, feast days in Leviticus 23. So the reason I say this is because it upsets our schedule. And when I say upsets our schedule, I'm not speaking as a believer and follower of Yahweh that it's a burden in the sense of a spiritual burden or downfall or anything like that. I mean, it upsets our fleshly schedule, our modern day schedules. And the food laws also upsets our menu, our fleshly menu. And so when we observe the food laws, let's say, every day as we sit down to eat, we are consciously, in an everyday occurrence, in an everyday thing, we're consciously saying, okay, I serve Yahweh, I serve the Creator, and I am deciding that I'm going to eat those items that are on His menu. If they're not on His menu, then I'm not going to eat them. Same thing with the biblical calendar. We all have schedules. We all have things that we do from day to day, from week to week, and from month to month, and even yearly things, year to year. But when we observe the biblical calendar, we come to a pause on His Sabbaths, His new moon days, which the new moon days are holy days all through the Scriptures. It's a set-apart special day. And also the annual festivals, primarily what we would call the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Feast of Weeks, and the Feast of Booths, spring, summer, and fall. So we upset our own apple cart. We upset our own fleshly ways, and we tell the Creator, we're serious about serving you because we're willing to lay aside our mundane schedule. We're willing to lay aside what we would like to eat in our flesh, and we're willing to go along with what you have decided we should eat and with the schedule that you have given us in your instruction manual. So it's very easy for us to make a decision to do what we want to do, and it's easy for us. We get so worried about upsetting people, like with schedules. We have a doctor's appointment. We get upset if the doctor breaks the appointment. The doctor get upset if we break the appointment. Or you may have sat down with family before and they find out that you don't eat shrimp, or you don't eat pork, or you don't eat lobster, and you might make somebody upset. And we cringe, and we're timid, and we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but far too often we forget Almighty Yahweh has feelings, and we don't need to hurt His feelings, and we don't need to hurt what He has said in His Word. And I think the biblical calendar and the dietary laws are two extremely great ways that we can show our Creator, hey, listen, we're setting aside what we want to do. We're setting aside what we may have had scheduled. We're setting aside what we want to eat, or the menu that we would prefer if we had our druthers, and we're going to go along with what you say. It's a way to show that we love Yahweh. This is the love of Yahweh, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not burdensome. They're burdensome to the fleshly person. They're burdensome to the unregenerate man. They're burdensome to the carnal mind, but they're not a burden, and they're not grievous to the man who walks not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. They're life and health and blessing. So may Yahweh bless you as you strive to serve and obey Him. Shalom.